Do you have a Seadoo jet boat or ski with a 4-tech engine in it and you are getting oil in your coolant? Or you just have a puddle of oil in your hull? Then this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to test your oil cooler to see if it's leaking. There are 4 bolts that hold the oil cooler to the crankcase, and they have either E-Torx head or an 8mm head, like the ones shown here. In order to get the best access to the oil cooler, you need to remove your intake manifold because it's mounted right below it. Since the oil cooler is mounted so low on the crankcase, it is best to suck as much oil out of the engine as you can before you remove it. When you remove it, be sure to have plenty of rags handy to soak up the leaking oil. Follow the oil cooler hoses to the rear of the engine and disconnect the hoses from the thermostat housing. If you keep the hoses on it, it can make it easier to test. Now on to the test. You'll need a bucket of water, an air nozzle, and something to block off one of the cooling hoses. Hey guys, today I'm going to try to test this oil cooler in this pretty much vat of nasty stuff here. I actually, since technically this oil cooler already had water-oily mix in it. It had been on a motor that actually had pretty much been towed, and they ended up getting water inside the motor, inside the oil. So it already has water-oily mix inside it. So this is technically water-oily mix, so it doesn't really matter. There's going to be oil and water in there. At this point, as long as we know that we're not getting the bubbles in the solution or in the test vat, then we know that it's actually not leaking. At that point, then I can actually flush it out, or flush out the cooling system, and or flush out the cooling ports and the oil ports. These are the oil ports. Cooling ports are obviously through the cooling hoses and stuff like that. So, so I was originally going to use one of these, a block off, and just put that in there, but it was just not big enough. So you can use something like this and a block off, but I kind of needed another piece of hose to take up the extra area because it really just wasn't big enough for this hose opening. So I'm just going to end up doing this particular method here, and hopefully it works out. All I just needed to do was block off one side of it so I could force air through it and test the cooler itself. So hopefully this will be enough, hold enough pressure to do it. All right, so what we need to do here is that now that I have this one side blocked off, I'm going to blow through this side, not blowing it like really hard, just blowing it just enough. When it's in here, if I don't see any bubbles coming out, then we'll know that technically it's not leaking. It's picking up the, there it goes. Hopefully it'll stop doing that. That was actually just it was filling up the other spots inside the oil cooler. So hopefully that'll finish up. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to end up just holding this as tight as I can to try to keep pressure going through it. Like I said, I'm not trying to blow it out. I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't have any bubbles come out inside there. So at this point, all I'm feeling is back blow. I'm feeling back blow towards me. Obviously, it's going up to this end and it's not coming out. I don't hear it hissing out this side, but I can feel it going in and coming back out. So, and I don't see any bubbles. I don't see any bubbles forming. So looking at that, I don't see any obvious bubbles coming out. That's telling me the oil cooler is not leaking, meaning it's not leaking oil into the coolant, coolant into the oil. So I'm testing the cooling circuit to make sure that the cooling circuit is not leaking into the oil passages, which would actually allow the bubbles to come out in the solution right here. So the cooling system is holding coolant. The cooling hoses and the hole, and this is staying, pressurized. So I see nothing leaking, and at this point, I would call that a good oil cooler. So at this point now, I take it out. I'm going to clean everything really well, and I'm going to flush out this mixture. As you see, it's going to be nasty. But either way, it was just an opportunity to test it. So I already had this oily, watery mix in there. So at this point now I know I just need to clean it really well and put it on the motor. Clean out the oil passages, and at this point I know the cooling system is pretty clear. But I just need to clean out the oil passages, get all that stuff out of there. So, well, there you go. That's pretty much how you would test an oil cooler. You just end up needing to block off one side. And this is an oil cooler. These are pretty common to fail, with age. This is a 2006 motor. I have seen the curved, I think it's the curved hoses, or not the actual curved hoses, but the curved oil cooler where the oil cooler itself is actually curved out like this, or the ports are curved. The straight ones seem to hold up better. I think those are the better design overall. But just I have seen the curved port ones leak more than the others. So okay, I'm just going to go ahead and let this sit and spray it down with brake clean, clean it all out, or flush it out real good, and get it ready to put on the motor. Now that I know it's good to go. That's how you test an oil cooler. This is an example of the curved port oil coolers that seem to have more problems. If you update your oil cooler to the straight port design, you would need the hoses to match it. If you find your oil cooler to be good, you can reinstall it on the engine, but be sure to replace the O-rings behind it when you do. If you've ever towed your boat or ski without pinching the pump water inlet hose, you can get water in your engine oil, but it typically won't cause oil to get in your coolant. If your oil cooler is good and you still get oil in your coolant, then you could have a head gasket problem, which is obviously more severe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please smash the like button to support us and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.